Hi guys, Richard here. So today we're going to have a look at overspeeds. Now this is quite a fun little maneuver, but it does have some risk. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you've got a decent model. So something fairly new, something modern, something that can take the strains on the head and the tail. And the second thing you're probably going to want to do is if you've got your tail gain up really, really high, or you're on the limit of what your tail gain is, the moment you do an overspeed, you're going to get the tail complaining. So you may want to turn your tail gain down by 10 points or whatever it is for the system that you're using. It probably won't be a problem initially because when we start doing it, you probably won't get a huge overspeed, but as you get better and better at them, you may have to drop that gain slightly more. So we're going to go out there and I'll talk you through your first overspeeds. So let's do that. So for your very first overspeed, the easiest way to do this is we're going to start inverted and we're going to fly away, nose first. And then all we're going to do is we're going to give negative collective and it's going to end, we're going to a little bit of elevator, and as it comes over, it's just going to do this outside loop. And you just hold that, you literally just hold that all the way around and you get it to try and come straight down in front of you. And then as the model comes down, it'll have a huge amount of speed. Because you're still holding the negative pitch as it goes over the top, you'll have a huge amount of speed. And then you want to try and go vertical, and then at the bottom, you want to level it out and keep the negative pitch. So we'll start with that one. Okay, so we're just going to go inverted and fly out to the right. Then give negative and start the loop. And that's what you want to do. So we're going to start making it slightly more aggressive. Now you see on that one, we didn't come too vertical down. It was almost vertical, but it wasn't quite. So in the beginning, you'll probably find that you don't need to come vertical. You just come over like that and then bring it down. That's at about a 45. You'll still get a little bit of overspeed. And then as you get better, you're looking for that really aggressive entry at the top, and you're looking to get a nice vertical on the way down. There we go, that was a lot better. And then if you're looking for even more head speed, you can make it bigger. You can literally go a little bit higher, I mean, just an outside loop. That's a nice bit of head speed. And we'll do the same thing away. Inverted, negative, over the top. That was a nice overspeed. And you see, because we're vertical on the way down, the model shouldn't move in or out towards you. So it's a little bit safer, or a little bit an easy way to keep it away. We'll do the same to the left. So keep that negative pitch, keep it. And there we had a nice little overspeed, not too much because we actually did that one slightly downwind. So today, with the wind from the left, we're definitely going to get better overspeeds from the right. Okay, so another way of doing overspeeds is just a vertical drop. And for this, you need to get a lot higher. If you do it from the height that we were doing it earlier, on the outside loop, you just don't have the speed as you're coming down. So we'll go almost double the height. Go vertical, which means by the time we get to the bottom, got a little bit more. So that particular one isn't very popular. The problem is that you've got to climb really, really high, which takes a while. And then you've got a really, really long drop. And you don't actually get as much overspeed as you do on the other one. So definitely the preferred one is the outside loop. Here we go, right. So one of the cardinal sins when doing an overspeed is actually just letting the head speed die out and doing nothing. So you go over, you do a lovely hit overspeed, and you just kind of sit at head height and you do nothing. Yeah, it's kind of a pointless exercise. So when you get to the bottom, you want to do a maneuver. So sometimes you can do an almost touch. You can also do some sort of pirouette out of it. But honestly, if I see anyone do an overspeed and they literally just let it bleed out like that, I might have to go and say something. Right, so one thing you can do, just to spice it up a little, is if when you're doing the drop, you can do a roll or quarters. So what I like to do is a half quarter and a half quarter back, an overspeed. You can also do full rolls as well. You don't have to do them nose down either. So you can also do a tailslide overspeed. And then a rolling tailslide. And then we can do an auto as well. So for the auto, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start the inverted towards us. Push over the top exactly the same way we were doing before. Get all that speed coming down. Right, so my cameraman Rob today has just told me I've done an awful job explaining of actually what happens at the bottom. So we've spoken about how you do the negative pitch and you go all the way around and you go vertical. And what happens at the bottom is you maintain that negative pitch. Because you're going so fast vertically and then all you're doing is going flat, the negative pitch that you're still holding in will cause the overspeed. And you obviously can't hold that the whole time because you're just going to end up keep going down. So what tends to happen is you can actually hold the negative all of the way around. Keep holding the negative, keep holding. You don't even have to move the collective stick, and then keep it negative, go flat, and you're still negative. At that point, the blades you will overspeed the model, and then you can start feeding in positive. If you feed in positive too early, you just kill the head speed. It's actually quite useful because sometimes I come in for an overspeed and I just feel like this is a bit manic, it's going a bit fast, and I'm actually worried about the model. And I'll just lose a bit of that by hitting positive slightly early. So we'll try and do a demonstration of that. But yeah, effectively, you have to level out with negative. At that point, it will overspeed, and then you can start feeding in positive. Okay, so on this one, as soon as I start the outside loop, I'm going to give negative collective, and I'm going to hold it until I say positive. Negative. And positive, right. And I was holding that same amount of negative all the way around. So if I hit positive too early, you get nothing. So you have to wait. You have to wait until you've leveled out and the overspeed has started, and then positive. There we go. So sometimes people try and do just flat with full negative to try and get an overspeed, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to give full negative. And the model just doesn't have enough speed downwards to actually generate that overspeed. I mean, I can start as high as I like, give full negative, it'll reach terminal velocity, and you just never get that overspeed. You really need that speed on the way down. If I go nose down, I'll get a lot more speed. Okay, so there's a couple of ways of doing this. It's quite a nice little maneuver. Sometimes it's seen as pointless. So ideally you want to use that head speed at the end to actually do something exciting. And there are a couple of different variations, which we've seen. Take it easy. The model should be able to do this. And when you start doing them anyway, you're not going to get a huge amount of head speed, but you just have to be aware that your head speed can increase something between 10 and 40 or 50%, which is a huge amount of stress on the head. So you will definitely want to have a model that can do it and have fun. Until next time.